when everyone's young, there's a lot of people, like I'd say probably like 90% of people that are severely in debt. Or there's those few that are just not in debt, like myself. But granted, you could put yourself in debt. There's the good debt and there's the bad debt. And like, I'm not trying to talk about finances a lot in this video, but like, I just want to make sure that anybody who is watching this video and that is around my age is, understanding that our lives are only so short, So it's like, if you're trying to push for more, obviously you might have to go in debt for it. For instance, like myself. Like, good God. My goal is to become a dental professional, and it's like, it's not easy stuff. Like right now, in all honesty, bro, like I'm 25, man, and I don't have my undergraduate degree yet. I'm quite a long way from it too. On top of that, I'd have to go and apply to dental school, and that's another 4 years. If I want to become an orthodontist or any specialty, then that's another, between 2 and 4 years. It's like, what do you do, I know there's people that are a lot older going there, but I don't know. I feel like the time that I'm in is just such a weird time frame. And then I'd have to go in so much debt. And, a buddy of mine out of nowhere called me yesterday from Colorado. And he's like, just asking how I was doing. We caught up on some things. He's doing some business stuff. He never went to college. He just has a bunch of business. And I'm not saying like he's, poverty line, but he's not, I wouldn't say like where I want to be, especially around his age. He's like mid-30s and stuff. And we're talking about this, and it's just like, dental school's expensive. Super expensive. I know a lot of you are probably saying like, yeah, it's gonna be super rewarding. I know it is. I know it's rewarding. But the amount of debt that I have to put myself in to get the amount of money that I'd want, it's a lot, man. And the amount of, like, I think it's almost a fear factor of mine to say that I know I can make that kind of money on my own, but it's not a guarantee. And how do I do it? I'm not really sure, unless it's social media. But if I want a guaranteed that money, well, obviously it's going to be going back to school, finishing like dental stuff and everything, and having my way that way. Which, it's possible. Like, as long as you put your mind to it, you can do anything. And I keep trying to tell myself that because I'm a bad test taker. Like, that's my worst fear, is that like these tests, like not even the homework assignments, these tests are going to screw me over so fucking bad. But I don't want to be pessimistic with this, because again, I'd put myself in a lot of debt to make more money. And again, this wouldn't be where it's a younger age putting myself in debt, because, dude, it's just, it's one of those things where it wouldn't be making me money right off the bat. It'd be a decade and a half to make me more money. But this goes back to the saying of, where would you see yourself at 40? Do you see yourself at 40 and basically doing this? Not specifically this, but do you see yourself at 40 and like making almost like what you're making now, which is like almost nothing? Or do you actually want to go and strive for more, become something great, and do something awesome? A lot of comments that have been on these videos so far have been, always follow your dreams. Obviously, nobody should do this. As if you want to become a YouTuber, you want to do YouTube videos, whatever, don't make that your first priority. Do whatever you can that's a first guaranteed. Do that first, so that way you don't have to worry about the positions that I'm in. That guy just spun his head because of my car. That's funny as hell. I'm sorry. But listen, the idea of everything is, I'm just scared right now. I'm making this video to help you guys understand the situation that I'm in, Whether or not half of it even makes sense is another story, you know. I just, God, because becoming a doctor is not easy either, you know. I hope everybody knows that. Like, it's not just a simple, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to school to become a dentist, and like, that's, no, it's like the aspect of doing dental procedures, easy. That's the easy part. The rest of that shit is not easy. So again, if you could take one thing from this video, try to see where you think you could see yourself at 40 years old. If you're my age, if you're older, obviously, I'm sorry, just still try and think of it. If you're already 40 and up, then maybe try to see where you're 60 at. But at that point, you're almost in retirement. So if you can't see what you're doing right now when you're at 40, then you got to think of something else to do. For myself, though, I can see it. How I'm gonna get there is a different story. Putting myself in that much debt is another story to have. And on top of that, the amount of time and like no more car stuff. You basically are taking away the freedoms right now to get even better ones a decade and a half later. It's not a bad thing, but it's just by the time that happens, I'm gonna probably have a kid, probably have a wife. Things change after that. So, anyways, whether or not this whole video made any sense, I hope it did, and I hope you can take something away from it. And you know, let's just see. But I think I'm gonna title this video maybe like, if you're young, always picture yourself of what you were gonna do at 40. Maybe not that long.